what I'm going to do today is I'm going to ask your guys' opinion. So this is what the front frame rails look like on this. Let me get a measuring tape here for you. Our frame rails are about 5 inches wide by about 8 inches tall. And the frame is straight, and then it comes back and it kind of goes up. So this kind of reminds me of an early 90s Cavalier, like I'm talking 86 to 94 I think it is. But we do have these factory crush boxes in the frame. So my question is to you guys here, what bumper do you think I should run on the front of this car? The choice from bumpers that we have for the front of this car is these 5 bumpers. Now, I'm not allowed to run any old school bumpers. I'm not allowed to run any loaded bumpers. I'm not allowed to basically do anything like that. And I don't really want to run a Dynasty bumper, a Cavalier bumper, because those are junk. We took a junk bumper off. I want to put a factory, non-stuffed, non-plated bumper back on the front of this. So what we have here is the rear bumper off of a Grand Prix. It's kind of punky. You know what, it's not an overall bad bumper. I think these things hold up half decent. This one here is not in the best of shape. The next bumper that we have is the front to a Grand Prix. Now, I kind of have this on this same bumper on the front of another one of my cars, but it's a Montana van rear bumper. But this bumper here is actually half decent shape. It's a little punky in the middle, but overall it's a half decent bumper. Now this one right here is an oddball bumper, this black one right here. It is a 1985 Toyota Supra rear bumper. It is actually very, very clean, but it's hollow on the inside and it kind of feels like tin. If you guys remember, this is off of a Mazda 3. Now the Mazda 3 bumper did surprise me quite a bit, so I kind of don't know what to expect from this rear bumper. I thought the Mazda 3 front bumper was just going to be tin and fold like no tomorrow, but I was really impressed with the front one, so maybe this back one's got a little bit of surprise. Now this one right here is what most guys do run. This is like a 98 Crown Vic factory bumper. This is the rebar that goes underneath. This one right here has been in a derby and been on my oval track car. It's getting a little bit worse for wear, but it's still a good bumper. So let's go over some of the measurements on this. Let's start with this Pontiac Grand Prix bumper. It is 6 inches tall. Kind of hard to do with one hand. And a length of 51 inches. Now that is a good height for a bumper and a good width for a bumper. Let's check out the front. Again, 6 inches by 51. So these two bumpers are about the same width. They're about the same height. The only difference is the front bumper does not have that extra little reinforcing in the middle like the back bumper does. So these bumpers are just about identical, except that one's a little punky and that one's not. Now this Toyota Supra bumper, I'm not going to count this top fin because it's just extra steel, but the bumper's 4 inches tall. By 54 inches long. So that is a longer bumper, not as wide, but a completely different body design than these ones. Now the Mazda bumper is going to be the smallest bumper out of all of them. And it is 4.5 inches tall by 44 inches long. Again, I don't really know what to expect from this Mazda. I was quite impressed with the first one. And the Crown Vic is 5.25 tall by 54 long. But mounting surfaces are 4 feet wide. See, this is the only one I really have to be concerned about, the mounting surfaces. All the rest of them I can make my own. So what do you guys think that I should put on a bumper for this car? Grand Prix rear, Grand Prix front, Toyota Supra, Mazda, Crown Vic. And I just want to do a quick measurement on the frame rails to see how far apart the frame rails are actually. So outer rail to outer rail is about 44 inches long, so that means every bumper can fit on this car. So leave a comment on which bumper you guys think I should run, and I'll give it 2 or 3 days before I put a bumper on here. So get going.